Hello and welcome to Evenings with Ann. In previous episodes, I've reflected on how we who live in the 21st century can learn from an ancient Hebrew story. Just briefly, I want to return to the story of Moses and the Israelite people, but before they left Egypt and their slavery. They'd been in Egypt by then for about 400 years. And life had become increasingly bitter with hard labour imposed by their ruthless slave masters. It was a long time to be away from the land promised to their ancestor Abraham. It was a very long time to be faithful to God in a time when it seemed like He'd abandoned them to really difficult circumstances. And it's at this point that two midwives enter the story. Shiphrah and Puah, their names. The Egyptian king had ordered them, when you help the Hebrew women give birth and observe them on the delivery stool, if it is a boy, you are to kill him. But if it's a girl, well, let them live, let her live. The midwives, however, had too much respect for God, and they defied the king. It is these two women who, during that period, helped deliver Moses. Interestingly, the story doesn't mention Moses' parents by name, even though it mentions these two midwives, because they honoured God and the sanctity of life. Another lesson from that ancient story is that these women and many other Hebrews never stopped believing that God was with them, even though their circumstances hadn't changed for so long. With hindsight, we know that things were about to change. God intervened in Moses' life such that he learned his Hebrew heritage and all about God, at the same time living in the Egyptian court and learning Egyptian politics and the art of leadership. Then he went to another land where he learned what it was involved in living in the desert and gathering the skills to not only survive but thrive. These were all necessary preparations that needed to be in place before the Israelite people could be set free from their slavery. So now let's return to 2020. Are you at a time in your life when you're yearning for change, or change is happening and you've no idea where it's taking you? Sometimes waiting is a necessary first step, part of a new thing that is unfolding. Are you in a threshold moment, on the cusp of a change that's taking way too long? Like pregnancy, perhaps there are stages in your waiting that are intrinsic to the birthing of something new in your life. Even before the shape of what is to come starts to become clearer, preparation and growth is underway. Starting life as an embryo, a baby is minute and looks nothing like what it's going to become. But all the time it's unseen in its mother's womb. It's forming and developing. And it can be like that in our own lives sometimes. There is a psalm that says, "Lord, direct me throughout my journey so I can experience your plans for my life. Reveal the life paths that are pleasing to you. Escort me along the way. Take my hand and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. I have wrapped my heart into yours." In regard to the words, I have wrapped my heart into yours, Brian Simmons notes that the Hebrew word most commonly translated as wait upon the Lord, also means to tie together by twisting, or entwine, or to wrap tightly. This is a beautiful concept of waiting upon God, not as something passive, but entwining our hearts with Him and His purposes. Using the birth process as a metaphor, when new beginnings take shape in your life, your waiting on God is like an umbilical cord connecting you to His life and nourishment. As you wait upon the Lord, may the following prayer by David Adam encourage you. Awaken me, Lord, to your light. Open my eyes to your presence. Awaken me, Lord, to your love. Open my heart to your indwelling. Awaken me, Lord, to your life. Open my mind to your abiding. Awaken me, Lord, to your purpose. Open my will to your guiding. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.